Hello sweet soul and welcome to another video on my channel. Today I'm gonna be talking about something that a lot of you requested, which was how to start your own business. And I'm gonna talk about it in an energetic kind of way. Because starting your own business is a very male energy. You gotta make money, you gotta pay, you gotta have your VAT number, you gotta have all your stuff ready. You gotta have a business plan. You gotta have the money. You gotta have the... And there's so much pressure from the first moment. But let me tell you this. I don't think that pressure is the right energy to start off your business. First of all, it's gotta be something that you're really, really passionate about. You don't need to make money with what you're passionate about right away, okay? It doesn't matter for how long you have been doing whatever you're passionate about, but if you can do it with a smile on your face without earning money, I'm sure that you will make a ton of it with it soon. But I think in the Western world, we're all way too focused on, okay, but I need to have a business model. I need to make money right away, right? But if this is something that you're determined on doing, and that you're super, super enthusiastic about, you should see what it brings. So combining the new with the old is, I think, the perfect balance. Take it from someone who didn't do that and who went straight into action. I am now independent for more than 7 years, working for myself. I'm only 26 years old, so you can imagine that it was a rough start, especially because my parents were not entrepreneurs, and I had to figure out a lot by myself. And still now, 7 years later, I could say that I earn passive income, that my business is automated, that I work online, that I can travel and do all that. So maybe that's important for you to know why to listen to me. Why should you take my advice, right? So it is against some laws, of course. But it is better to start without VAT number, without that male energy, without that pressure, and just see how interested the people around you are. And then just go out and practice it. You should go explore what you're passionate about, and just do it, practice it, without having to worry about what the government needs from you, but just what you need for yourself, and able to feel strong to do this. Because it is a big step. Don't tell yourself that it isn't because many people are doing it. It is, and it's a very, very big deal. Another big tip that I can give you is learn how to plan. And in some of my next videos, I'm gonna talk about planning, bullet journaling, all of that stuff. But just make sure you have a way to divide your time, that you're as productive as having fun, as lazy, as sleeping, as working, that everything is in a nice balance. Because I think that was the hardest thing starting off for myself, is that I had no structure in my life, and I found it very, very, very hard to plan every minute of every day. So I would highly recommend you to find a method on how to plan your days. And then you just start doing it. So just imagine that you are a yoga enthusiast and you're like, oh, I would so love to be an independent yoga teacher. What you could do is you could set something up for your friends and family, prepare the whole session, make sure that someone there to film so you have a lot of content. I think people underestimate how important it is these days to have content. So make sure there's someone there to film, to put you in the spotlights, to take pictures, that you can use that for your marketing. And then you could just have this session, just fun with friends, family, acquaintances. Make it a donation-based thing. So you don't need a VAT number. You can just see what people think about it and be open for the feedback they give you. If you repeat this a couple of times, you will feel so much stronger settling the business, opening your company, putting that VAT number there, paying everything, than to not do that. I think that preparation is really, really important in order to feel safe, secure, happy with what you do. You have a lot of feedback, you have a lot of content, and there you go. What I also highly recommend, no matter what you do, is to get some knowledge of sales and just how to interact with humans in general. Because you're not only selling a product, you're selling yourself, you're selling a feeling, you're selling something you're really passionate about, and it cannot be about you. Your company should be all about how to solve the problems of other people. And if you can solve the problems of your potential clientele, then they will come and you will flourish. So don't focus on what you want to get out of your business. Focus on how to help others. Because in this new times, it's all about helping others. Otherwise, it doesn't come back to you. The times of making meaningless and just dry companies that don't really do a lot is over. But there is so much space for personal coaches and people that work with energy and all of that. People that do something with their hands, to people that have small businesses and are just very passionate about something. Know that the first 3 years of your company, of your business, are gonna be rough. So you'll have to know yourself in terms of how strong am I? How strong am I? How passionate am I? How much am I like driven and able to do this? You know, if you are not a driven person, maybe it's gonna be harder for you than somebody that's really, really driven. I was very driven. As I said, my parents didn't have a business, so I didn't have any example, and I had to figure it all out by myself. So I had to be very driven to do that, especially because I didn't have any big money to start with, and I chose a profession or a job that was really hard to practice. So when I was just 20, I went into finances, and as a young girl who was a hippie for the last 7 years, going into finances was rough. But the fact that I was so passionate and out of my comfort zone all the time, a lot of people took me like under their wings, showed me their ways, and that was really cool. So I think networking is the next point that's very important. Networking. Putting yourself out there, making sure you get to know the right people, and the universe will do its work getting the right people next to you. And don't be afraid to ask those people for advice, for help, for just anything. That's also something that we have to learn, because we're so individualized, to not be that individualized and just be open with like, I'm struggling, I don't know what to do, I'm gonna call my friends, I'm gonna ask her, I'm gonna call this acquaintance and ask for this. You always have a no, a yes you can get, and that's a very strong thing too. So all of these things I talked about are things that you can do before you even think of starting your business. And if you can do it without a VAT number, you will do it with a VAT number. And that's like 100% sure. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna make so much more videos on how to run your business and how to do things. And I'm so passionate about sales and marketing and so much things. But for now, that's it. To sum it up, you don't need money. You don't need all the knowledge. You don't need to be the best one in your field. I think you just have to put yourself out there and see what the feedback is. Not be afraid to lose. Don't be afraid to fall. Don't be afraid to trip and hurt yourself. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to show your vulnerability. Just raw, and be your raw self and find what you're passionate about. And first, do it for free. If it's appreciated, don't do it like a year for free. Just do it for free and see what it brings. Make content, make sure you have all that in place. And we will talk about, in these videos, we will talk about receiving and giving and how to receive as a business owner, because a lot of people have a very bad bond with their money and how money works. And just that connection with money is totally lost with a lot of open-minded people. So we're gonna talk about that more too. I hope you thought this was interesting. I'm gonna make a little summary under the video. Please like and subscribe or comment if you have any comments, and then I see you in the next one. Mwah.